5. Those are the stupidest faces at the start. It's fucking annoying. Every time. Yeah,
We live?
we should be live.
What's up, everybody? Apparently, we should be live. I'm just refreshing my page. We'll test the sound out. It is Friday, the 21st of January, and we got that $1 trillion energy in the house. I'm joined by Richie the Rig here in Sydney, and we're going to be talking about how to stay on track. It is crunch time, people. It is crunch time. I'm just checking the group, Facebook group, because we're live streaming to both our Movement Mastermind Facebook group and our awesome YouTube tribe. Remember to smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube, and comment and let us know where you are in the world so that we can send you some love. We got Ricky Webster saying good morning, and same on Facebook, guys. Let us know who you are, where you're tuning in from. We got Will Purcell in the background, commenting in the comments section. Remember, quick reminder, our 5-day flexibility challenge starts on Monday, Sydney time, so Sunday in the US. Super, super important. If you want to join, we got limited spaces because our Zoom can only take 100 people, and we're going to be giving 100 people the most amazing breakthrough in flexibility in just 5 days. We're very pumped. We've been working extremely hard on the content in the background. That's why Rad isn't here at the moment. And I would let us know in the comments section if you're interested, and I'll shoot you Rad's direct email address so that you can connect with him and he'll get you set up and ready to rock and roll. Ricky Webster is in Birmingham, Alabama, USA. So I'm assuming it's around 5 o'clock in the evening for you, Ricky, something like that. Let us know. Anyway, so what we're talking about today is that we're at that point in January where if you've set some big New Year's resolutions, you are going, we're coming into the fourth quarter. And what I mean by that is this is the time that either makes or breaks you. It is crunch time. For me, what I've had to do, and I've had a really, really challenging first month of the year. Like everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong in my body. It's really bizarre. Just leading up to Christmas, I stretched and in a manner that wasn't in alignment with how well my body was coping with the workload, and I tore my hamstring quite badly. Ended up needing to go and get an MRI scan to just confirm what was going on there because it was pretty nasty, and had a pretty nasty tear of my hamstring and one of my adductor muscles. So that was leading in. So I had 6 weeks off doing any stretching, and I'm just coming out of that now, reintroducing mobility and flexibility training. I kept training right the way through, though, doing cardio and a bit of strength training, but I had to be obviously very, very careful with my lower body stuff. Then coming into the new year, I was really pumped. I started doing our 28-day Kickstart weight loss program just to sort of get myself back on track. And I wanted to go through that program with the tribe. We took 15 people through that program at the start of the year. And I started to just reintroduce hand balancing to my training and got a little bit too excited and have given myself an overuse injury in my right wrist that is so bad I can't even put any weight on it. It's affecting movements like pull-ups now. I can only do pronated grip pull-ups without extreme amounts of pain. It's affecting my bench pressing. It's affecting a whole bunch of stuff. And also because my hamstring was restricting the range of movement I had in my left leg and hip, on the first day that I was doing front squats in my weight loss body composition program, I got a really nasty spasm in my lower back because there would have been some sort of rotational movement or restriction in my hips. And my back just said, no, too much depth with what I'm dealing with here, and slowed me down. So I had my hamstring, my lower back, and my wrist to carry all through this month. What do you think I did? and this is something that's super duper important. I could have very easily, I was in that much discomfort, I could have very easily just decided, no, I'm not going to train. I'm going to take some time off. We got a lot of work to do launching this new flexibility challenge. We've we've worked on and iterated on our product offerings. We've updated our website. We've done so much great work in this first month. I would have very easily been able to fill my day without going to the gym, but I didn't. I actually increased the amount that I was exercising. And the reason why I did that was because that was a pivotal moment. That was a fork in the road for me where I could have kept to my goal of starting the year off really strong, or I could have gone on a divergent path and really, really lost momentum and had a really bad or poor start to the year. And I find that at those points, the most important workouts, and I'm sure you guys can relate, you wake up many times going, oh God, I just don't feel like going to the gym. I've got I've got something that's just come up that I need to deal with, and you start making excuses. And the work and I believe, I'm a firm believer, and I reckon Richie can give some feedback here because he is one of the most consistent people that I've ever met with his training. I reckon the workouts that you don't feel like doing are the ones you need to do the most. They're the most important workouts. They're the ones that are that make or break you. Um, if I trained only when I felt like training, I would seriously never get it done. I would be a very overweight, unhealthy, unfit person. And likewise with nutrition, yesterday was the first day that I had some junk food. I took my kids up to the corner store and we got an ice cream. Um, and I just sort of decided, bugger it, I haven't had anything bad the whole month, and I had an ice cream. But other this is like confessions of an ice cream eater. But I would like to, just reinforce that it's the fourth quarter. We're coming into the fourth quarter of the month, and this is the make or break time. This is crunch time. This is when you need to dust your shoulders off often and go, okay, I really need to form this new identity for myself now, because if I don't do it now, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. We've talked a lot this week about the fact that you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction, and that starts by creating a new identity for yourself. This is what we work on in our 28-day Kickstart tribe at the start of the year. This is what we continue to work on in our peak performance group, and this is one of the big breakthroughs that we're going to be working on with everyone in the 5-day flexibility challenge next week. That we want to radically transform people's identity from people who think they can't get flexible to people who get flexible very quickly and find it extremely easy to maintain their flexibility. And I want to just give you guys a nudge to work on your identities right now, right here in January. Don't finish January having held on to the old you, the old identity of you who may not train regularly, who may not eat healthy food, who may not prioritize sleep and recovery at night, who may not prioritize health in general, because remember, guys, it doesn't matter what you do, whether like we all have a hierarchy of needs with our priorities. Family usually always comes first. Somewhere very close to that comes your career and work. And then you have the choice of what you put third. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not putting your health third, then you're letting everything else down, everything else in your life. Because if you're healthy, if you're fit, if you're strong, you're confident, you're leading by example for your family, so you're going to show up for your family more. You're going to be much more effective at work. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have more clarity of mind, and you're going to be able to lead. If you're in a management team, you're going to be able to lead. If you're not in a management team, if you're working in a team, you're going to be able to show up and get better results. Your health affects everything. What do you think, Rich?
Definitely. And just taking it back to the consistency thing that you're talking about earlier, Yanni. I mean, I at one point struggled with consistency, just like everybody. But I think, fortunately for me, let me just pop myself on the screen so you can see me. There you go. Fortunately for me, I joined the army when I was 19, so they instilled upon me this work ethic that if you are hurting, if you are cold, if you are extremely hot, exhausted, and in pain, you can still get shit done. And that's sort of what I apply in my life still to some degree. I'm not experiencing the same levels of exhaustion and pain that I did through the army, but if there's a day that I'm feeling tired, if I'm feeling a bit down or not mentally with it, I just ask myself, well, can you do it? Can you physically get in there? And most of the time I say, yeah, I can. I come to the
Yep.
conclusion, yeah, I can actually do this. Then what's stopping you, Richard? What's stopping you from doing it? And then I really don't have an answer for myself. It's just my head. So I show up, I go through the motions. I might not be able to perform as well as I could, but I still do it. I still force myself to get in there. And most of the time when you're actually there, you feel better, and that head trash or whatever was affecting you before you showed up to the gym, it disappears. So it just turns into like another training session. Um, yeah,
Yeah, that's a really good point, because like one of the most powerful things that we can bring forth when we're struggling for motivation is the hard times that we've dealt with, and we've all dealt with hard times, challenging times. You may not have all. Sorry, my 3-year-old's walking around here, very interested in the camera. You may not have dealt with. The types of challenges that someone like Richard or Rad have in the military as an infantry soldier. But we've all dealt with really hard times. I've grown up in an area of the country here that used to flood really badly, and you like you just have we used to have to like use a like a canoe to row ourselves in and out of our house often when it was flooding. There was one point where my sister, who was only 5 years old at the time, fell out of the boat and into the river. And my mother, she had an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, or a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old in the boat, full of food rations that we'd had delivered. And my sister fell in the water and went down the river. And my mum had to jump in, leaving her 10-year-old in the boat to try and row the boat to the side, which was me, and try and rescue my sister from drowning. Like, really tough stuff. And also myself, anyone who's gone through like an apprenticeship. I did a mechanics apprenticeship years ago as the first sort of thing I did as a young kid coming out of school. And I had a really, really tough sort of boss who was ex-military, who used to really work us pretty hard. And I always sort of relate, like whenever I'm having a tough day, I think about like how hard that was there, where I had people really, really sort of punishing you. I used to get called pretty horrible names because some of the guys that worked in the workshop were just mentally deranged people. And I often remind myself of what that was like, challenging wise, and just think, wow, this is not that challenging. This is quite easy. Like, I've been through harder stuff than this before. And that's something that is a very, very good exercise to do. Everyone's anchored to these challenging moments in their life, and that's where adversity becomes our friend. That's where adversity can become one of the most powerful tools we can use, because we can use those anchor points in our life to remind us that we can get through this. We can do this. This isn't that hard. And out the other side of it, it's just such a rewarding thing. I want to give some love very quickly. We've got Carmine and Daljit on the Movement Mastermind Facebook group saying hi. Carmine saying, what time is the challenge each day? Hope all is well. Thank you. Rad has decided to do this one next week twice. So he's going to be doing one in the morning here, which is going to suit, it's going to be in the early evening for everyone in the USA. And he's going to do another one in the afternoon here, which is going to be the early morning, about 7 a.m. for people in the UK and Europe. So he's going to give you two options, guys. And it is a live coaching call. So you do want to be able to make them live if you can. You can watch the replay if you can't, but you do want to try and make it live. I've got a couple of people sending us love on the YouTube channel. Thank you very, very much. I just want to quickly jump in and make sure that we've got everyone there. We got to jump off now, guys, and do our daily coaching call for our 28-day kickstart. You can see we've got Mel in the YouTube channel saying hi. Chocolate Fudge, hello, how are you? uh, Okay. All right, guys, we're going to jump off today. Make sure you're working on your identity. Who do you want to become? And if you need some help with that, get into our 5-day flexibility challenge next week. It will transform your life. Trust me. It's going to be a really, really great opportunity for many of you to get the breakthrough that you need to get some momentum for this year. And other than that, have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday.
See you guys.